And here we go, guys. And here we go, guys. We're live, ready for the Europa League live stream draw. I know this is already live on YouTube. I'm just doing a reaction video just for the audience. You know, I'm watching on YouTube as well, so I just thought, fuck it, we do it every single draw. So I just thought I'd do the same. And I think BT Sport's not always available for people outside of the UK, so it's for the people like the Australian fans and stuff like that that can't watch the draw. So we're just gonna do it anyway. But it's a big one anyway, guys. Rangers obviously getting through last night along with Celtic. We've seen St Johnstone and Aberdeen exit from Europe. So only two teams left in the Europa League in Scottish football, which is not the greatest feeling. But yeah, still ill, guys, of course. But yeah, we're gonna go through this one anyway. Can you make sure you do smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna go through some of the potential pots. Both Rangers and Celtic are in pot 2. I'm just gonna go through who they could find and who they could play here today. Who they can meet in the group stages. Let me just double check that one for you quickly. Who we got here? Where is it? Right. I had the list the other day as to who there was. Pot 1, pot 2, pot 3. But yeah, I'll just get up now, 2 seconds. But guys, who do you want? Let me know down in the old live chat. Who do you want in the Europa League group stage? Comment your team and who do you want? West Ham, there could be a Battle of Britain on the cards in this live stream. Obviously, the stream has just started on the official UEFA Europa League. Of course, they have that stupid award system. That's a long process, but we will get there as to find out who all these teams will be playing. Fenerbahce there also. Galatasaray, good to see the Galatasaray fans in here again as well. I'm just going to double check to see each pot. I need to find the pots, in fact. Europa League pots. That's a good way to find it. I did have it on my phone, but for some reason it's just gone AWOL. Here we go. Got it. The official Europa League. Right, so in pot 1 is going to be 2 secs. I'll get there. Here we go. So in pot 1, it's Lyon, Napoli, Bayer Leverkusen, Dinamo Zagreb, Lazio, Olympiakos, Monaco, and Braga. In pot 2 is Glasgow Celtic, Frankfurt, Red Star Belgrade, Leicester, Glasgow Rangers, Lokomotiv Moscow, Genk, and PSV. So there's a lot of big teams in there that Rangers and Celtic are both avoiding. I think pot 2 is quite a scary state of affairs. You look at the fact that you could pull in Frankfurt, Leicester, Red Star, Genk, PSV as well. They're no mugs, by the way. PSV are a real good team. In pot 3, there's Marseille, Ludogorets Razgrad, West Ham United, Real Sociedad, Real Betis, Fenerbahce, Spartak Moscow, and then Sparta Prague. And then pot 4 is still strong. Remember, guys, this is the revamped Europa League. There's no crappy teams in here anymore. It's like a diet Champions League nowadays. There's only I think 8 groups. And there's some pretty strong sides. This is pot 4 that I'm going to go through now. Rapid Vienna, Galatasaray, Legia Warsaw, Midtjylland, Ferencvaros, Royal Antwerp, Sturm Graz, and Brøndby. Some real tough games in this one, to be fair. It really is. As I said, first and second do qualify into the Europa League, and then if you finish third, you go down into the Europa Conference League. So unless you finish bottom of your group, then you're going to be guaranteed European football after Christmas. So it is pretty interesting nonetheless. Guys, smash that like button. Let's try and get to 50 likes. I know what you guys are like on these sort of live streams for the Europa League and stuff. It's always a pretty good one. The stream has started. We're just waiting till they start to do it. As I say, on these Europa League draw nights, they kind of make a long day of it. They kind of give awards out. They kind of pull out the first teams into Group 1, then they go into another award, and then they go into Group 2. So it's a bit of a long process. It'll probably be half an hour until we find out the completion of the Europa League group stage. But yeah, it is different. Who do Rangers get? It hasn't been done yet. Okay, sorry guys, I'm still ill. I'm still sick. The flu, man. Jesus. The Romanian fans, good to see. Dinamo. This season's Europa League seems to be fun. It absolutely does. I'd say the teams to avoid, there are a few teams to avoid, of course. If you're Rangers and Celtic, you probably don't want to be going into a group with Monaco. You don't want to be going into a group with Monaco, Leicester, I suppose, West Ham, and, well, there could be a group. I could make out the group of death. Which the group of death would be? Napoli. I don't know, who's better these days? Napoli, probably. Napoli, Leicester. No, you couldn't have them too. Okay, Napoli, PSV Eindhoven, West Ham, and Legia Warsaw. That's a tough group. Trying to make it, but yeah, good to see the Turkish fans tuning in. We're just waiting now. The stream has started, but the names haven't been pulled out of the hat. They kind of just make this massive show of it. I told you this on the group stages. They kind of give out awards from last season. They have a guy that's won the Europa League that comes in, talks about the competition, and then they pull out the names out of the hat. But yeah, interesting game. For those of you wondering as well, Slavia Prague aren't in the draw for the Europa League, so no racism, I hope, this year. Marseille are in there as well, in fact. So there is some tough sides there. There really are tough sides. Rangers and Celtic both in pot 2. Leicester, there is going to be no Brendan Rodgers going back to Celtic this week, but there could be a David Moyes going back to Celtic Park. West Ham could face either Celtic or Rangers. There's a good chance we could have a small battle of Britain on our hands. Olympiakos, one on away day, that would be. Braga, again, Rangers could reunite with Braga again. Them two know each other very, very well from 2 years ago, where Rangers did that amazing comeback. Who else is in there? Rapid Vienna. Rangers could also go and try and get some revenge on Rapid Vienna, a team that kind of knocked them out of the Europa League in Gerrard's first season. Legia Warsaw. Rangers have a bit of history with Legia Warsaw, beating them in the playoff round 2 years ago. Sparta Prague in there. Celtic could get Sparta Prague again to try and spark some vengeance against them. Obviously, Sparta Prague demolished Celtic last year when they weren't at the best. Celtic could also play against Ferencváros, who knocked them out of the Champions League as well. So there's a lot of bits of history here in the Europa League now. It's starting to find some Europa League group stage regulars. What do you think about Fenerbahce, mate? Yeah, I like Fenerbahce. I like the Turkish fans. The Turkish teams are good. I do keep my eye on the Turkish league now and then. It was interesting last year seeing Galatasaray lose the league by a point. It was weird. But yeah, Ferencváros fans in here as well. Guys, comment your team who you support. There's a Royal Antwerp fan in here, guys. Get them teams that you support down there in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Let's try and get to 50 likes as soon as possible. Again, I'm going to go through the pots just whilst we wait for this whole Europa League draw to start. In pot 1 is Lyon, Napoli, Leverkusen, Dinamo Zagreb, Lazio, Olympiakos, Monaco and Braga. In pot 2 is Glasgow Celtic, Frankfurt, Red Star Belgrade, Leicester, Glasgow Rangers, Lokomotiv Moscow, Genk and PSV. In pot 3 is Marseille, Ludogorets, West Ham United, Real Sociedad, Real Betis, Fenerbahce, Sparta Moscow and Sparta Prague. In pot 4 is Rapid Vienna, Galatasaray, Legia Warsaw, Midtjylland, Ferencváros, Royal Antwerp, Sturm Graz. There's only 8 groups, 2 of which progress. If you come first and second, you go into the Europa League. In fact, if you finish first, you go into the last 16 of the Europa League. If you finish second, you'll then play a third place Champions League team in the round of 32 of the Europa League. And if you finish third in the group, you then go into the UEFA Conference League. So loads of opportunity to stay in the competition this year, especially in Europe. Kid Tsunami says PSV will be a tough club this season. If not mistaken, they already officially scored over 20 goals. Yeah, they're in real good form. Maybe Galatasaray will be looking to spark a bit of revenge against them in the groups. Who knows? But yeah, loads of Turkish fans in here. Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, I see. Boca Juniors, Vomusla Pipes, nice. Hey, mate, from PSV. Good to see the PSV fans as well. Fenerbahce. Still waiting for this... the thing to start. I think they're giving away the Player of the Year award right now, and then they might just get into the group stage draw. But yeah, Rangers and Celtic. Look who they're trying to go and get. Celtic fans, who do you want to see in the group? Rangers fans, who do you want to see in the group? I'm trying to think of the best possible scenarios for Rangers and Celtic, and then I'll kind of come up with the worst possible scenarios. I'd probably say the worst possible scenario Rangers and Celtic could get is pot 1. They could get, I don't know who's better these days. I really don't. Lyon aren't the team they used to be. Napoli aren't the team they used to be. Lazio aren't either. I wouldn't know. Maybe Monaco. I don't know. I'd go Monaco. I'd probably say Monaco is probably the worst you can get in pot 1, but I certainly wouldn't fear Monaco that much. So yeah, Monaco would probably be the worst Rangers and Celtic could get in pot 1. In pot 2 is obviously themselves. And in pot 3, I would say West Ham's the worst one to get in pot 3. There's a lot of hard teams in there, but West Ham stand out to me. They're really, really good form at the moment in the Premier League as well. And then in pot 4, I'd probably go with Legia Warsaw or Midtjylland. I'm trying to think. Maybe Royal Antwerp. They did quite well last year. Maybe Legia Warsaw. I don't know. Legia Warsaw or Midtjylland. One of the two. That's probably the worst case scenario that Rangers and Celtic could get. The best case scenario, I'd probably go with again, pot 1. I don't know. I don't know with pot 1, you know. Who would be the best possible scenario? Maybe Olympiakos, just because they lost to Ludogorets Razgrad. But there's certainly no mugs in pot 1. I'd say maybe Olympiakos, or Dynamo Zagreb, one of the two. And then in pot 2, Rangers Celtic. And then pot 3, the best case scenario would probably be, sorry Celtic fans, but Sparta Prague. Or Ludogorets Razgrad. In fact, Ludogorets would probably be the best option in pot 3. And then pot 4 would be Sturm Graz from Austria. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough either way, but I think, yeah, you just got to be a bit more. Just got to go out there and try and see what's happening, and we'll get what's what. Guys, hit that like button. Let's try and get to 50 likes. We're just waiting for them to give the award, and I think they'll get on with the group stage draw, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, it's a bit of a long thing. They're just announcing the sort of panel as to who is here today in the Europa League. Sevilla is the final this year. No easy team in pot 1, Dan. Yeah, I know. I mean, when I said easy team, I was trying to make up a scenario saying what would be the best option. But as I said, pot 1, every team in there is a really, really, really good side. Right? I'd even say pot 2 is a really, really tough lot. Celtic, Frankfurt, Red Star Belgrade, Leicester, Rangers, Lokomotiv Moskva, Genk and PSV. You know, you're happy, probably Rangers and Celtic, that you're avoiding some of these teams, especially Red Star Belgrade away from home. Leicester City down in the Premier League would be quite tough. PSV Eindhoven out in the Netherlands would be really, really tough as well. So there is definitely teams to avoid, I suppose, but it's a really nice Europa League group stage. I like the new revamp because there's a lot of quality. There's not many teams that are just from, you know, the arse air of nowhere. Thinking about the countries, nations, I can see France, Italy, Germany, Croatia, Greece, Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, Scotland, England, Serbia, Bulgaria, Spain, Turkey, Russia, Czech Republic, Belgium, said that, Austria, Sweden, Poland, and Denmark. So yeah, quite a lot of nations representing the Europa League. It's a bit better than the Champions League, I think. Nah, joking. The Champions League's good as well. Well, them groups are already given out into the Champions League anyway. We've already got those groups already out and ready to go. But I think we're getting ready now for the first sort of pot. You know what these stupid things are like? They take ages. They really do make a day of it for the club bosses and stuff like that. But we'll wait to see who is going to be drawn now. I think the man is in position, and we're going to get the first names pulled out into the groups and find out who everybody's playing. Marco Sayano. Now they're going through him now. Jesus, the award ceremony. I do like it. Well, I'll keep you guys busy for now. They're just playing around with this guy now. I think he's going to be coming out to present one of the balls or something like that. But yeah, they do take their time on this show, for sure. What else have we got here? Oh man, sorry guys, I'm ill. I'm just apologising in advance again. I'm pretty sick. Still with the flu. Dan, did you say Scots League are currently voted 8th best league? It's not voted. They're currently ninth now, but the coefficients very up and down, up and down. Yesterday, before kickoff, they were 8th. However, Austria betted Scotland's coefficient results. Now Scotland dropping to 9th. So, the coefficient's always moving up and down. Scotland could probably get to 8th by the end of the year, but it's a good thing to see that the Scottish coefficient, the Scottish League's moving up and down. And yesterday, Scotland were 2 leagues away. So Lionel Messi is only playing in a league two places higher than Scotland, which is mental, considering because. Yeah, Lionel Messi's playing in the 6th best league in Europe or the world or whatever, and Scotland were 8th yesterday, which is mental. Wasted talent. Talking about that, Ronaldo apparently going to Manchester City. That's crazy as well. Guys, hit that like button. Let's try and get to 50 likes as soon as possible. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you're a Scottish football fan. As I've been saying, I think we are just going to get ready with this first one. They were giving this guy's little life story. An ex-Villarreal player. He won the Europa League, I think, back in 2008 with Sevilla or something like that. And then he went on to win the European Championships with Spain in 2008 as well. But they're giving his life story. And then he'll probably get us underway in terms of pulling the first names out of the hat. But, yeah, it's mental. Are we the only European champions in the draw, says 67? Maybe, actually. What, Celtic? No, Red Star Belgrade have won it as well. Red Star Belgrade are in there. I'll double check that. That's a good fact there. For Champions League winners, I think you've got, not in pot 1. You've got Celtic, you've got Red Star Belgrade, PSV Eindhoven have done it, Marseille have done it. That's quite a lot, to be fair. Marseille have won the Champions League. And I think that's it, to be fair. So I think it's 4. So PSV, Marseille, Red Star Belgrade and Celtic. That's just off the top of my head, I don't know. Good to see these Celtic fans joining in, as DJ Dadless is here again. What the hell? What's he saying there? Rangers fans as well. Guys, hit that like button. We've got the Old Firm this Sunday, just as we get ready for the draw. That guy with the weird whistling nose is out there, and now we're getting underway, guys. We're going to find out who's occupying which group. As I said, they do like to make an arse of this. As I say, they'll probably pull one name out of the hat, then they'll start giving awards out to people, and then they'll go back to pull out the second name out of the hat, and then they'll go out and do awards again, and then they'll go out and do the 4th name out of the hat. But we'll just find out anyway. We'll see what's going to be happening here. Legia v Celtic says Caesar free Q, maybe. David Beaton says come on Rangers. Our Celtic. Oh, I'm repeating that. And here we go, mate. Let's get the rules underway. Let's go. Let's pull out the names out the hat. Let's find out who's in the Europa League. I've been tuning into this now 4 years in a row, this show. Time goes quick when you actually start to think about it. I remember watching the first time around when I think Rangers qualified for the first time, and I was in a pub watching this draw. Mental stuff. Come on, man. Let's go, buddy. One thing for certain. Right, we'll just wait for this one. Let's go. They're confirming it. Again, for those of you just joining, pot 1 is Lyon, Napoli, Leverkusen, Dinamo Zagreb, Lazio, Olympiakos, Monaco and Braga. In pot 2 is Glasgow Celtic, Frankfurt, Red Star Belgrade, Leicester City, Rangers, Lokomotiv Moscow, Genk and PSV Eindhoven. In pot 3 is Marseille, Ludogorets, West Ham United, Real Sociedad, Real Betis, Fenerbahce, Spartak Moscow and Sparta Prague. In pot 4 is Rapid Vienna, Galatasaray, Legia Warsaw, Midtjylland, Ferencvaros, Royal Antwerp and Sturm Graz and Brøndby. So a very, very, very strong Europa League group. Obviously, association protection. Rangers and Celtic can't obviously draw each other. Napoli and Lazio can't draw each other. Lyon and Monaco can't draw each other. West Ham and Leicester can't draw each other. So, association protection is there. So for those of you that don't really know about the Europa League group stages, that is the case. There won't be teams playing each other from the same country at this stage. Maybe later on into the last 16, but at this stage that will not be happening. Thank you. It is what it is, mate. Thank you, bud. Guys, hit the like button. Let's try to get to 50 likes. There's 200 people in here. Are Rangers ranked higher than Celtic in Europe? I think they're ranked the same. They're both pot 2, I think. Well, I think Celtic have more coefficient points over the years due to them being playing in Champions League, and it goes over the last 5 years. I think Celtic have been in Europe for 5 years in a row, I think. But yeah, Champions League. Whereas Rangers only just got into Europe 4 years ago, so I think Celtic, yeah, they might just be there. They're liking it. Monaco in the Europa League there, someone's saying. But yeah, waiting for pot 1. We're waiting for the draw. Two secs, troops. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna be back. I'll be back in this. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just sorting something out. But yeah, we're ready to go nearly, and I think we're nearly there. They're literally just giving the rules, explaining what's going on, and then we'll get underway with this one, guys, as they're pulling the names out of the hat. Pot 1, pot 2, pot 3, pot 4, pot 5. Nearly there. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket science to find out. Right, here we go. Now, here we underway. They're going to pull the names out. They've gone through the rules, and now the people are going to pull the correct names out of the pot. And now we're going to get ready to go here to find out who everybody is playing. As I said, pot 1 is Lyon, Napoli, Bayer Leverkusen, Dinamo Zagreb, Lazio, Olympiakos, AS Monaco, and Braga. And that's the first names that are going to be pulled out the hat. They're going to just pull names and put them into the Pacific group. So nothing too interesting just yet. All it's going to be is, names to a group, and then we'll find out the pairings a bit later on. But right now, it's just going to be name to group, and that is it. As they get ready here. And the first name out of the old hat is Olympiakos, Olympic Lyon. So they're going to go into Group A. So there you go. Lyon are in Group A. Again, they're not playing anyone just yet. The first names really do not mean anything just yet. But Lyon are into Group A. Group B will be... Group B is AS Monaco. So the two French teams pulled out of the hat. They're into Group B there, Monaco. Monaco occupy that area. Now they're just going to keep on pulling the names out of the hat to find out who they get. Next person out of the next team out of the hat is Napoli. Napoli will take Group C. Group C is Napoli. Again, nothing too interesting just yet. Just name to hat. Name to group, sorry. Name to group, and that is it. And then we'll find our pairings in the next sector. Olympiakos, they are in Group D. Olympiakos go into Group D. Olympia. 10 likes away from 50, guys. Keep smashing the old like button. Olympiakos are in Group D here in the Europa League. And now we find out who goes into Group E. It's Lazio. Lazio go into Group E. Lazio go to Group E. And now for Group F. Again, not the most interesting part just yet, guys. Not the most interesting part yet. Braga are in Group F. Braga go into Group F. The Braga faithful. Could there be a reunion there with Rangers again? Remember last 2 years ago now, nearly. Feels like a long, long time ago. That last 32 draw. And now Bayer Leverkusen. Again, another team that Rangers played that season. Did lose that game, a bit too much quality for them that year. But Bayer Leverkusen now occupy Group G. And of course, the last place to occupy, which is Group H, is Dinamo from Croatia. So we've got name to group, and that is it. There's no matchings just yet. We've just got the group matchings together, and that is it thus far. Be back in a second for the next part, and that'll be the second place whilst they give this award out. 2 seconds. Oh, sorry guys, I thought they were giving out an award. There has been a pair up. Rangers have got Lyon. Lyon have got Rangers. Napoli go into Leicester's group. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Literally just went to go grab something. Yeah, Napoli go into there. So Lyon and Rangers have been put together there. Rangers have come out pot 2 and have got Lyon. So Lyon have Rangers. Mental stuff there as well. Lokomotiv Muska from Russia. They have got into Lazio's group. So Lazio are playing Lokomotiv Moscow in Group E. Fairly interesting there. But mental stuff there. But Rangers are in Group A there for the Rangers fans watching on. It will be Lyon. Lyon from Lyon. That is amazing. Big tie there. Eintracht Frankfurt. Pot 2. Where are they going now? Frankfurt are going to go into a group with Olympiakos. That's a nice one. They're from Frankfurt. Mental stuff there. Tough group that actually. The Rangers versus Lyon. Who's Celtic going to get? We're going to find out soon. Celtic go into a tough group. Red Star Belgrade are now out of the hat. Red Star Belgrade have got Braga's group. Ooh, that's a tough group. To be fair, they're all quite tough there. Little 1s and 2s being matched up. They really are. As I said, PSV have got Monaco. Some tough one there, but Rangers have got Lyon. Let's see who Celtic have got. Glasgow Celtic have got Celtic go into Bayer Leverkusen's group. Whoa! Tough ones for both of the old firm sides. Rangers have got Lyon and Celtic have got Bayer Leverkusen. Tough group that, actually, to be fair there for Celtic. Bayer Leverkusen been matched up with them. Obviously, it all depends on what happens in Group 3 and Pot 3 and Pot 4. But Genk go into Dinamo Zagreb's group there at the bottom. But there we go. Just to recap there already. Rangers versus Lyon. A bit of a famous tie that, you know. They have got a bit of history, especially back in the noughties. I think with Paul Le Guen used to manage Lyon and stuff like that. And Bayer Leverkusen against Celtic. Well, Rangers got defeated by Celtic. By Bayer Leverkusen a couple of years back. So yeah, very interesting from the old firm sides. I think the tough one there, PSV versus Monaco, is a tough one. But I just don't think Lyon are the same team as they used to be. I really don't. I think they're under transition at the moment, and they definitely are just a name nowadays. I really do think that. Bayer Leverkusen, since Rangers played them, they've lost a lot of good players as well. So it might not just be as good as you may think it is. It's just a name right now. Rangers and Celtic definitely have the possibilities of going head-to-head with these sides and beating them. Now we're getting ready for Pot 3, and Marseille are pulled out of the hat. Obviously, they can't go into Rangers' group due to the association protection. But Marseille go into Lazio, Lokomotiv Moscow, and are in Group E. I'd say the one to avoid for is probably West Ham United. Don't want West Ham now, surely. Sparta Prague, Czech Republic. Rangers know about their rivals, and are they going into Group A? They absolutely are. Sparta Prague join Rangers' group. Lyon, Rangers, and Sparta Prague in Group A. Celtic know all about Sparta Prague from last season, and then definitely no mugs. That's quite a tough one. But no Battle of Britain for Rangers this season. Real Sociedad, they go into Group B with Napoli, Leicester. Oh no, sorry. They go into the group of death there. Sociedad go into Group B with Monaco, PSV Eindhoven, and Real Sociedad. That is a dirty group. Napoli, Monaco, and Real Sociedad. That's a tough group, that, by the way. Now we're getting pulled out the other hat here. Who's this going to be? Spartak Moscow from Russia. Spartak Moscow are going to get... They go into Group C. Napoli, Leicester, and Spartak Moscow. Again, another little tough group there, by the way. Another tough group. There is no mugs here in the Europa League. It's a tough groups. Fenerbahce, for the Fenerbahce faithful, go into Group D with Olympiakos. Olympiakos, Eintracht Frankfurt, and Fenerbahce. Again, that's another good little group there, you know. Ludogorets Razgrad. They're pulled out of the hat. They go into Braga, Genk, and Red Star Belgrade. Well, West Ham haven't been pulled out yet. West Ham could play Celtic as a 50-50 chance. Could we see David Moyes returning back for a Battle of Britain? Real Betis, they will play... I think Celtic might have just got let off there. Because that would have been a stinking group. Yeah, Real Betis goes into Bayer Leverkusen and Celtic's group. So Real Betis, that means West Ham go into Zagreb and Co. That's a shame. I would wanted to see a bit of a Battle of Britain there. But yeah, West Ham United get pulled into the Group H, I think, which is Dinamo Zagreb, Genk. So a pretty easy tie there for West Ham, to be fair. But yeah, if you're Rangers or Celtic, it's tough, but it's not tougher. It could be worse. I'm looking at a lot of these draws. They look a lot worse than they are. But we'll soon find out, nonetheless. Now we're going to complete the groups now with the last ball out of the hat. We've got a bit of a group now. Rangers have got Lyon and who's the other two? Sparta Prague. Celtic have got Bayer Leverkusen and Real Betis. Still a tough group there from Celtic and Rangers, but it definitely could be worse. Now we're about to complete the group now anyway, as they pull out the last names and teams out of the hat. Galatasaray are pulled out of the hat in Group 4, and they're going to be completing Rangers' group. Oh no, they're not. They're going into Group E. Galatasaray, Lazio, Lokomotiv Moscow, and Olympiakos de Marseille. It's a tough group there, though, Group E, by the way. Waiting for this one. Let's see who completes Rangers' group. Ball goes in. Hand goes in. Get the ball out. Brøndby from Denmark. Do they go into Group A? That's the question. They do. That's not a bad one there for Rangers. Not a bad one at all there in Group A. Brøndby, Sparta Prague, Lyon and Rangers. That's a winnable group. Rangers should be looking to get out of that group, definitely. Finish first, I think. Aim for first. I said Lyon are an aim. Brøndby, Lyon, Sparta Prague and Rangers occupy Group A. That's a decent tie, I think, there for Rangers. Could have been worse. Sturm Graz from Austria, they go into the group of death. They go into Monaco, PSV Eindhoven, Real Sociedad, and Sturm Graz there, the Austrian side, which is good for the coefficient. We want to see the Austrians getting pumped because it helps Scotland progress and go further in the competition. Well, into the world rankings. Mark Daly says, no such thing as an easy group. Absolutely not. But there is such thing as a winnable group and a group of death. Midtjylland, they get put into... There's going to be no reunion for Celtic this year, I don't think, with Midtjylland. Midtjylland go into the group with Braga, Red Star Belgrade and Ludogorets. Now they pull out the name out of the hat all day. So we pull out another name out of the hat here for Legia Warsaw. Legia Warsaw, they will go into the group with... They go into Group C with Napoli, Leicester and Spartak Moscow. That's a tough group, by the way. It really is. Napoli, Leicester, Spartak Moscow and Legia Warsaw. I know the Red Baroon. Sheriff Tiraspol. Really good achievement by them. There was a Royal Antwerp. They're pulled out of the hat. They go into... Royal Antwerp go into Group D. Olympiakos, Eintracht Frankfurt, Fenerbahce and Royal Antwerp. Tough group that as well. As we wait for the last names out of the hat, that is going to be Ferencváros. No way, is that going to be a Celtic reunion? I think it is. The Hungarians return back to Celtic Park again. Is that true? Yes, they do. They go into the group with Bayer Leverkusen, Celtic and Real Betis. So, definitely a winnable tie there for Celtic, definitely, for sure. As I said, the old firm could have had a lot worse groups. And now the last name completing the group stage here of the Europa League is Rapid Vienna from Austria. They will go in with West Ham, Genk and Dinamo Zagreb. So there we go, guys. We have got the completions there of the group. Lyon, Rangers, Sparta, Prague and Brøndby. Napoli, Leicester, Sparta Moscow and Legia Warsaw. So, very, very interesting groups, guys. And that is it. We will be back for the old the live streams when the Europa League starts. As I said, Lyon, Rangers, Sparta Prague, Brøndby. Group B is Monaco, PSV Eindhoven, Real Sociedad and Sturm Graz. Group C is Napoli, Leicester, Sparta Moscow, Legia Warsaw. Group D is Olympiakos, Eintracht Frankfurt, Fenerbahce and Royal Antwerp. We'll get on to the other ones now in a second. But I really do think that's a winnable group there for Rangers for sure. In Group E, it's Lazio, Lokomotiv Moscow, Marseille, Galatasaray. F is Braga, Red Star Belgrade, Ludogorets and Midtjylland. Group G is Bayer Leverkusen, Celtic, Real Betis and Ferencvaros. And then Group H is Genk, Dinamo Zagreb, West Ham United and Rapid Vienna. Again, I do think Celtic have a winnable group as well. They should be looking to get out of that group as well. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back with the Old Firm preview tomorrow. And then, of course, the big live stream for the Old Firm on Sunday. I think we're also doing Hearts. The Hearts game tomorrow at 3 o'clock as well. So do tune in for that one as well if you want to. And that's been me, guys. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.